update! And it's been another week. After a couple back and forths, I finally got a draft of Ep 7, like totally completed at 69 pages. My buddy did a great job on it. Subject! Oh! But Act 1 was amazing. Act 2 was amazing. And then Act 3 was completely outside of what we were going to be able to accomplish due to our budget.
Beyond our scope.
Yeah, Eliza, Chris, and I all met last night.
I'm just gonna end it. Oh man! Why can't I do it?
We spent 2.5 hours discussing how we could make it within the realm of feasibility without losing any of the coolness, because Act 3 is really, really cool for Ep 7. The Indiegogo campaign is halfway over and we have not yet raised half of our funds. Please visit that Indiegogo campaign if you have a little bit of money you can throw our way for episode 6, and we certainly appreciate it. And this is going to be a long update because I'm doing another tutorial today about how we cloned Carlyn. Even though they're not technically clones, she didn't clone them. You know, she kind of spawns them. But I still call this cloning Carlyn, parlance of the times. I always think that the best way to do multiple clones is in long shots. It really sells the reality of it. I want to show you how we did 3 of them, so this is a long one. So the first shot is the one of Sebastian handing the envelope to Fox 3. Now, a shot like this relies upon having something for the envelope to sit upon between the shots. In this case, it's a mic stand with some tape on it to hold the envelope. Lock the camera off on a tripod. You have Carlyn set the envelope down. Then in the next take, you have her pick up the envelope, which hasn't moved because you've set it on something. Then you take a background plate, which is blank. Then you do a very simple split screen between the 2 characters, and then you can line them up so that as she hands the envelope, she grabs the envelope. Then you go into After Effects, you use the pen tool to create a mask to cut out the portion of the background plate to hide the envelope and the mic stand so that it looks like there's empty space between the 2 of them. Then you use the pen tool to basically go frame by frame and trace the hand and the envelope handing it off. And then when you switch between layers, you see that there's a whole bunch of layers going on in here, and it starts to look kind of bizarre, which I like a lot. Then after color correction, zooming in and adding a little handheld camera wiggle, here's what you get. The next shot in the sequence follows that shot directly in the episode, okay? So Fox 3 comes out, she's very upset. Fox 2 comes in, here's one shot, we panned from one side of the room to the other, she grabs her scarf, she goes out. Time passes, there's no cuts. Then when Eliza goes back, Carlyn comes out again and heads for the door where Fox 2 shows up again. Boom. It's all in one shot, sells the reality of it, we pan from one side of the room to the other. Now in order to be able to do the pan, you need to be able to line up the masks on the other side of the room. Composites rely on a shot being locked off, so that nothing in the background changes. Now in order to do that, you put tape on your tripod head and draw a line from the top to the bottom, so that as it pivots, you see where the line lines up, and you know you've returned to your locked off shot. So that as you're panning back and forth, you're always panning back to the same mark, so that your composite always lines up.
Take 12.
So you've got 2 shots being done here. In this one, Carlyn walks in. We come in, we talk to her. We have someone reading the line off camera.
Hey, you want the coat?
For her to react to. And then if you'll notice down here, right in the bottom corner, you can see, oh. Yeah, there she is. Okay, Carlyn is crawling across the bottom of the frame to come out of the room when Eliza walks through again. And then the pen marks a line and we know we're at our place where we can do the composites. Then you just do 2 inserts of Carlyn coming in as Fox 2.
Hey, you want the coat? Are you going out too?
Then it's time to go into After Effects. You use your handy dandy pen tool, which is pretty much what you use for a lot of compositing and rotoscoping. And then all you do is you trace every single frame and put Carlyn into the scene as Fox 2. You have to move those dots for every single motion that she makes, and then she's in the scene. And then you have to do her reflection in the mirror separately, because that also sells the reality of the scene. And then you do Craig because he overlaps her. She was on the foreground, now she's on the background. You have to put Craig on the foreground to make her in the background. So it's just a lot of compositing. And then at the end, after color correction and adding camera shake, you get this. And then the reality of the final shot, I think, is sold a lot on the focus pulse. You've got Fox 4 leading Fox 3 in the hallway, alright? That's focus point 1. Then focus point 2 comes up when Fox 3 turns away and steps towards the camera. Then she walks past, we're focused on her, then you pull focus to the end, boom, another Carlyn. So you've got 3 shot setups right here. You've got Carlyn as Fox 4 in the background. You've got Carlyn as Fox 3 in the foreground, focus point 2. You see the background go out of focus there. She walks past the camera. Then you have Eliza walking past in a Carlyn wig on a handheld shot, no longer locked off, focus pull to Carlyn at the end of the hall. So, you get into After Effects, you do your little handy dandy pen tool. Uh-oh, but then you notice she's casting a shadow on the door. She needs to cast that shadow on Sebastian as well. Let's make a shadow. So, in the tools, you make a new solid. Okay, we're gonna make it a shadow solid so we know what the layer is called and we know how to make it react. And we're gonna change the color of it so the shadow's not orange, it's black. Okay, looking good. Then we're gonna use our pen tool and we're gonna trace just anything. It doesn't, shadows are real non-specific and this is just an example. So you just trace it out, boom. Then you go into the mask settings and you change the feathering so that the edges aren't so hard. Then you go into the opacity and you turn it down so that it's transparent. Alright, then boom. You've got a shadow falling on her. Awesome. Blends. Final shot, good. They're married together. 2 Carlyns, good. Fairly simple, alright? It's a flash zoom in, then a jump cut to behind the wig. Then you pull out real fast, and boom, you know? It's like no time has passed. Unfortunately, as you see here, the coloring is all off. You can see the wall change right there. You can see the color on the wall. This is too green. So you need to color correct in order to match shot 2. Green, now it matches better. So you can see here, the top one's too green, the bottom one matches better, shot 2 on the left here. The color on the wall doesn't change and it marries the 2 together, makes it a reality. At the end you get something that looks like this. Three Carlyns, 1 shot. Last week's question was, what was your guilty pleasure movie? Eliza and I told you ours, and I really had a lot of fun, actually, over the last week, looking back and seeing all of your guilty pleasure films. And I liked seeing not only what the films were, but what you were ashamed to tell people you liked. I think that was very interesting. The question for this week is the question from a few weeks back, actually. It's what question would you like asked in the comments here? Not because we've run out. There are plenty of other questions that I can go through there, but over the last couple weeks, there have been people showing up in the comments being like, I missed the questions update. Do another one, okay? So this week, here you go, guys. Let me know what questions you would like asked in the comments below, and then we will start asking through those. We've had some really good ones from you guys, and I really appreciate it. So just let me know in the comments what question you would like asked, and I will see you next week.